Humble Games. Unreal Edge. Powered by Revive. Okay, and we will continue from here. Act 2, I think we just started. Okay. Day 2, I should talk to Apollo or go see what Pan wants. They also mentioned talking to Persephone to make sure that she doesn't, or that she knows it's not personal. We might go back and touch on that.
Persephone is standing behind her desk when Grace enters her office.
As I recall, Grace, when I said stay or leave, you chose to leave. If it wasn't clear, I don't give second chances. Or did you have some other reason for darkening my doorstep?
Can I adore the club? I apologize for Apollo. Still need help. I wanted to see you. I did. We wanted to see her personally to follow up and not apologize for Apollo, but for ourselves, really.
I wanted to see you again. Make sure there were no hard feelings.
Oh, so it's a social visit then.
There are hard feelings, obviously.
Let me be clear. There are no hard feelings. There are no feelings at all.
Well,
You came, you got what you wanted, you left. Wherever you need to go next, I'm sure Apollo can take you.
we can still be friends. Okay. You know, you do need me. I have a very strong interest in finding out what happened to Calliope. And you care about that too. I'm here to bark all these things.
You haven't considered that maybe you need me for your plans?
What would you know of my plans?
Just that you have them. And if you need anything, it's allies. Allies like me.
Ever persistent. You remind me of her a little.
Of who? Calliope?
Don't be so slow to pick up. Come
It's
on.
an interesting offer, Grace. I'll consider it. Truly.
All right. Let's go talk to Apollo.
Apollo stands in the middle of the living room, the oracle behind him on her
Living
laptop.
room.
Ah, Grace, you're back. That's good. I was just about to call you.
He means he wants me to call you because Paul here still hasn't figured out how to use a phone.
That's not true. I know how, I just don't like them. They're confusing. Anyhow, I've been contemplating our list of suspects, and I think Pan is someone we need to consider.
Hold on, what? It's about phones? I don't own a phone either, so I thought you discounted Pan. Pan has to see me? Sure. He did.
You should know. Pan asked me to meet him at Olympus. I'm not sure why.
Wait, he wants to see you again? I don't like this.
Should I not go? Hook is harmless. Me neither. I mean, okay, so out of what we've actually seen, he hasn't really given us any reason to like. The questions and Grace have suggested that he expects some kind of payment, but I don't believe he's actually said that to us. So as far as we're concerned plot-wise, nobody knows this. I don't like it either.
Neither do I. He decided I owe him a favor after he came to my apartment.
Again,
That sounds about right for him. Aphrodite is holding a party of sorts, one you should attend. She is closest to Pan. Indeed, she knows almost all the idols. If anyone is up to something, she's bound to know.
What kind of party is this? I really miss having a scroll back. If there is one, I would like
What
to
do you
know
mean
where
by
it
a
is.
party of sorts? I mean, I'm always down for a party, but
It's more of a remembrance than a party, really. It's difficult to describe.
that's awfully vague, Apollo.
It'll be easier to see for yourself. It's nothing you can't handle.
I'll think about it.
Okay, I'll go. Eventually.
Perfect. I will see you there.
Paul, you should see this. The names you wanted me to look up are getting weird results.
I don't doubt it. I was hoping you could...
Get over here!
No worries, Paul. I'll see you later.
Oh, heck. Should go to Aphrodite's party or see what Pan wants, I guess. We have journal. Journal updatery. But I don't expect quite a lot to show up here. I could highlight updates. That would be nice. I mean, I know necessarily only a few things changed, but I guess Aphrodite's throwing some kind of party. Apollo thinks I should go, since Aphrodite knows everyone who's anyone and might be able to help me. He's being kind of vague about what the party's about, though. Should I be worried? Okay. Did we talk to this one? We got what we went for at the underworld, but Apollo and Persephone just couldn't stand working together for more than 5 minutes. Finally, he had enough, and so did I. Thankfully, Apollo was still willing to help me out. So much for I'll just make everything worse, Grace. It says I need to give our next step some thought. There's an idol behind it all, then there's tricky one, which, you know, fantastic. Exactly what I needed. Okay, yeah, I think we did say that. So much for that. I went back to the underworld to try and smooth things over with Persephone, but I think walking out with Apollo has ended any chance of her helping me. Too bad, because I felt like I was getting through to her a bit. But there's this wall she has up that she just won't let me past. Sure. Again. Alright, Roleplaying's party. Let's go check it out.
Grace enters Aphrodite's party, looking around. Apollo leans against a wall nearby.
Fancy party? Check. Bunch of strangers? Check. Grace totally not dressed for the occasion? Check. Now, if only I knew what I was supposed to be doing here.
Apollo walks over to Grace.
Grace, you made it. I'm so glad. I was beginning to wonder.
You didn't say this was a fancy party. I feel a little underdressed.
Grace, look at me. I didn't even button up my shirt. It's fine.
Abs shot.
Why is everyone so quiet? You'd think someone died.
I should have told you about this earlier.
Did you not pick it up when he said it was... Back. You're cute when you worry. That doesn't sound good.
I don't like the sound of that. What am I missing?
I mean, it's a Calliope thing.
You don't have any of Calliope's memories, right? No deja vu recollections that aren't your own?
No. Should I have?
Not right away. For a while, you won't remember anything. We call it the veil. In time, the veil will start to lift, slowly at first, but eventually you'll remember almost everything Calliope did.
Like, get killed? What happens to me?
There's gotta be a lot of memories. She was what, 1,000 years old?
More than that. Much more.
Then what happens to me in my piddly 20-something years? It can't be good.
Eventually, it's like a flood.
Youngster.
It becomes difficult to separate what's you and what's them, and all who came before them.
Will I become Calliope?
You're saying I won't be me. I won't be Grace. Will I start calling myself Calliope?
Maybe. Eventually, most of us do, but most of us were chosen and prepared.
And I didn't choose this.
I understand. Take some time to let it sink in. If you like, we can talk about it later.
What does this have to do with the party?
Aphrodite hasn't been the same since we came to the New World. She has horrific memories of what she endured during the war. Passing on her eidolon is a way to forget, for a while. That's what this party is for.
Oh no. Why have a party for it? Come on. A party's gonna die. Aphrodite is gonna die? Yes, that is what she said. It is pretty extreme.
She doesn't have any other options? Therapy, pills, social media?
If you think she hasn't tried all those things, perhaps you could ask her about them.
It just seems extreme, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. It is, however, an extreme situation. For idols, our memories can become a prison. This is how Aphrodite chooses to escape.
Oh. Wait, she's done it before. Like, this is a bad habit to get into. Pretty much. Do you support this? I don't know, it's just a habit.
This isn't the first time Aphrodite's done this. She's held this kind of gathering before, right?
This is her fourth, I think, perhaps fifth.
So every time the veil, whatever you call it, when it starts to lift...
Aphrodite's memories return, and eventually it is too much. We gather to pay our respects and to honor the past. Well, she still remembers it.
If we didn't approve, like I said, I mean, it is a weird thing to do. If you're short on options, I mean, not if you're short on options. If you happen to have an immortality and this is an option to you, I can see taking it. It's probably not the best in the way of coping skills. But then also, as tested, if you've tried coping skills for thousands of years, it's possible that the relevant ones have not yet been discovered. Are we going to guess that Calliope didn't approve?
Wait. Calliope refused to come to these parties. That's what you said.
She refused on principle. Everything Calliope did was on principle. She believed Aphrodite was indulging her sadness, wallowing in it. She thought Aphrodite should try harder. Was a point of contention between them. Aphrodite will be grateful you're here. Trust me.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh. So many. Need a bandage. Okay. I don't know if I need to ask Apollo if he supports this. Because unlike Calliope, he does come here. And I don't know. I get it. I do.
Okay, so what did Aphrodite want Calliope to do? What does she want me to do?
Well, knowing Aphrodite, she'll want you to make a production of it all. She's not here just yet. Until she arrives, I suggest mingling.
Mingling?
Mingling.
Yeah, mingling. Talk to Eros. Or we can talk more if you like. Just try to relax, Grace.
Sure, yeah. Relax. That's what this party is for, right?
Relaxing your grip on the body. And moving on. Let it go. And move on. Alright, so. All these people at the party, none of them are real. Except Eros and Apollo. Let's talk to Eros. Buddy. Who seems far too sad for a god of sex. When we talked to him the first time.
Grace walks over to Eros.
Maybe it's because he has to wear clothes.
Grace.
Hey, Eros. Nice to...
Oh. Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Aphrodite will be so happy you're here. It means so much, you have no idea.
Beginning to have one. What is Aphrodite? Are you okay? See, this is the thing I came here for. Are you alright?
Are you okay? You seem a bit...
Every time she does this, I don't know how to handle it. I almost want to run upstairs and demand she stop. Remind her that this never works.
Ooh.
Sorry, I shouldn't unload on you. It's been a bad week.
The other thing is, presumably, of course, this involves a whole other person who is giving up their life to take this. Which is bark, bark, bark. That I might object to. This happens a lot. Like, Apollo said it was 4 or 5 times. But, like, this is being spoken of as if it's much more common than that.
From the sounds of it, this happens a lot.
Every 20 years or so. That's how long she can hold out until she just can't stand it anymore. Every time, Aphrodite forgets. At least for a while. But I don't. I remember everything. I'm there for the nightmares, the panic attacks, the days she doesn't even remember the war's over. And now I'm arranging her gathering again, so she can die again. And I'll watch it all again.
Is there no other way?
Is there no other way? Does Aphrodite really need to...
To die? I've asked that so many times. She's tried magic, drugs, psychotherapy, meditation, everything we could possibly think of. For a while, she'll deny anything's wrong. It all seems fine, and I start to hope. Maybe this time will be different. Then the nightmares begin, and the memories return. More with each passing day until... I hate it, but I see her agony. I can't deny her this.
Also, every 20 years, we might have better drugs, at least, in the past 20 years. I don't know what the progress in that field has been. Oof. Yeah, what happened to her that she's having this post-traumatic reaction?
Is it okay if I ask what happened? I don't mean to pry, but I'm new. I really don't know.
I know, but it happened to Aphrodite, not me. It's not my story to tell.
What if I could help?
If I knew what she was dealing with, I might be able to help.
Could you? I suppose it wouldn't hurt.
Well,
What
I mean-
happened is that brother Ares happened. He missed out on the first world-spanning war, you see, so he was damned if he'd miss out on the next one. He found some jackbooted mortals so full of themselves and their supremacy, and he told them about the idols. Then they came for us. Took us completely by surprise. Some they killed, but Aphrodite, her they captured.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
You don't seem to approve. I think that, okay, that dialogue choice might be out of place. No. You don't approve of jackbooted supremacists capturing Aphrodite? You have to keep telling me. So did she escape, or did she just outlive them, or straight up die? And well, he does say, you know, that he shouldn't be telling the story, but also I've got my foot in it already with what he's already told me. Fine, tell me.
Aphrodite was captured, but she's here now, so she must have escaped.
I don't think that's...
Do you know the name Hephaestus?
And wasn't he a smith of some kind? Giant hammer, lived in a mountain?
Some of that is mortal fancy, but yes. He was Aphrodite's husband, and he adored her beyond reason. When he found out the mortals were torturing her, he went mad. He was determined to save her.
Wait, they tortured her?
Nothing extreme, I'm told. They were too frightened, but they were also determined to wring every last secret out of her. So, who knows how long that fear would have lasted. Thus, Hephaestus made a deal.
With the, jackbooted guys.
No, with their enemies. That's what saved her.
You gotta keep hearing the story. Tell me about the deal.
Then this deal is how Aphrodite survived.
It's how we all survived. It's what brought us to the new world. Hephaestus saved us all.
Oh.
We never saw him again.
Oh.
That was the deal. He would leave, make their precious weapons, and never look back. Aphrodite never even got to say goodbye. It's funny, because Aphrodite didn't even like Hephaestus when they were married. She seemed to resent every minute they were together. But now he's all she can think about.
Oh. Need to help with this.
What is my part in all of this? I'll help if I can.
Aphrodite loves drama. She always has. She wants us here to remember, to celebrate our history. She'll ask you to use your power as part of the celebration. Could you use it to inspire her?
I can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to, Eros.
That's not what I'm asking. I believe that deep down, she doesn't want to do this any longer. She must see it isn't working. She just needs the strength to try. Or I hope that's all she needs.
See, that's the thing, is that, like, the thing about you can't make people do things they don't want to is that people very rarely have, like, consistent relations to reality. They can be conflicted, and you can choose to, you know, emphasize a particular strain of thought in them, or they may just straight up have contradictory thoughts in their head, you know, that they don't even see as at odds with each other. It's, yeah, humans. If you're wrong, it's not up to me. Do my best. What?
I'll try, if you think it'll do some good.
I don't know if it will. I just find it hard to believe it could get any worse.
Oh.
Famous last words.
Tell me about it. Do whatever you think is right, Grace. And thank you.
Oh. Okay, let's talk to Apollo. Sitting there looking at the art.
Grace walks over to Apollo.
I know all these people, Grace. For as long as I can remember, I've known them.
You want to introduce me?
Yet sometimes I feel like I don't know any of them at all. Or they me.
Eros wants this to stop. You don't seem comfortable. Oh no. It's like those parodies of Deanna Troy from Next Generation doing the empathic things. Angry, raging person. You're like, oh, I sense anger from you. Anyway.
I spoke to Eros. He's pretty broken up over all this.
Oh, poor Eros. Each new successor, his hopes rise up once more. And then he watches the new Aphrodite crumble. Piece by piece. Only to start all over again. It's so different from the olden days. Once he was the eternal disaster, and Aphrodite kept constant vigil over him.
Maybe he feels like he owes her.
I think he's followed her into a dark void and somewhere deep down believes he deserves no better.
That's not how that works. And here's that problem, is that you don't seem comfortable. Doesn't... I just...
I should get back out there.
Alright, Aphrodite. Who are these successors?
Grace, Apollo and the rest of the guests watch Aphrodite enter the room. She is accompanied by a young woman in a wheelchair.
My family. Having you all here, gathered once again to see me off, it moves me. More than I can say. My loves, my darlings, my dearest friends. And you.
Aphrodite spots Grace, who walks over to her.
Yeah.
Oh, my dear sweet thing. I dare not hope that you, with all your troubles, might sing me to my sleep. Yet here you are. Yet here she is. Huh.
You could have invited me. Can we talk in private? That's... Can't start by doing that. Nice to meet you again.
It's lovely to meet you, Aphrodite. Properly, this time.
Ah, yes. Poor Calliope. Such a loss to us all. I shall miss her dearly. To have come so far, only... No, it doesn't bear thinking about. It's too much.
Is this Grace, my lady? The new muse?
Oh! What manners I have. Grace, Grace. Meet the lovely mortal woman who shall tonight become the new me.
Hi, my name's Venus, and yes, it really is Venus. Nice to meet you, Grace.
You're okay with this? Oh, no. So mean. You were chosen? No, don't say that. That makes it sound like I would doubt. Both of these are mean. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, hi. Nice to meet you.
We'll both be new at this, huh? Maybe we could get together and compare
Aw.
notes if you,
Yeah.
Survived my trial.
Aw.
Yeah. Lady Aphrodite told me. I shouldn't have brought that up. I'm sorry.
There will be so much time for you lovelies to speak later. Now, we must prepare for my departure.
I want to talk you out of this. Tell me what. I need your help first? Sure.
Are you sure we can't talk first? I really need your help, Aphrodite.
I know you do, my dear. I wish I could be there for you, but I'm afraid my time is up. But since you've shown such kindness in coming, I will ask Eros to make himself available to you afterwards. There's
Available?
nothing I know that he does not. He is my son, my truest friend, my longest love.
Won't he be a little distracted?
Eros has been through this before, Grace. He knows what must be done.
It doesn't make him happy about it. I can't talk her out of this. I mean, we might musical number her out of this, but we're not going to be able to talk her out of this.
I have to admit, it's not clear what my part in all this is supposed to be.
How could it be? You've barely just arrived, darling girl. How did you even find out about it?
It's
That
kind of
would be
wild.
my doing.
She wasn't even, like, invited, so...
Apollo! Oh, you've come after all.
You look remarkably well, cousin.
I've had a great deal of time to prepare. I assure you that would not be the case.
Aw.
As for you, Grace, have you gathered the true purpose of tonight's gathering?
To forget. I don't know. Any excuse for a party? To remember. With the flickering of the face, don't do that, please. Oh, good heck.
If I had to guess, it's to remember. One last time before all your memories go away.
Each time the veil lifts, it leaves behind a little less. For me, old Olympus is long forgotten. The glory of Rome, a distant dream. I hope that one day the veil will lift and what happened during the war will also slip into oblivion.
But it hasn't.
Thus, for now we honor the memory of what was, lest tomorrow it be gone forever. Go, enjoy the gathering, Grace. Tell me when you're ready to begin.
Aphrodite and Venus leave Grace to mingle with the other guests. Grace watches them go, looking over her shoulder as they pass.
If only we'd known any of the other guests. But no, the only people who exist are Apollo and Venus and Eros. Everyone else is in NPC fade-out mode. Let's talk to Venus.
Grace approaches Venus, who sits alone by the window.
I want to apologize again, Grace. I really messed up. It looks like I'll be doing that a lot. Lady Aphrodite said I'm ready, but I don't know.
But you're fine.
Don't worry about it. My foot has been lodged firmly in my mouth since this began.
It's a relief to know I won't be the only one. If I can ask, what does it feel like after it happens? Do you feel different?
Well, in our case, it was a little different because it was a trauma moment. So, but like, no, we don't really feel different. Not yet. It hasn't, like, she hasn't expressed that. She's not, you know. gone into constant magic mode forever. She's only had...
Not really. I still felt like me, if that's what you're asking.
You didn't remember anything? About her? Who she was? She was just gone?
Yeah. Isn't that the point of all this?
I just wanted to be sure. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it could be real.
So how did you meet Aphrodite?
How do you know Aphrodite exactly?
So I was working at this homeless shelter, right? A couple of years ago, and she came in with one of the older residents. And she was there in this, like, amazing dress. And she's sitting with this guy and really listening to him. Like, they were old friends or something. I just thought, what is someone like her doing in a place like this? So, I just went over and introduced myself.
That's it? Just like that.
Yeah. She came back to the shelter a few times, but by then, I guess she'd taken an interest in me instead.
Why is this a question? People can be named Venus. It's not even... You're okay with all this? Like... I do have the concern that she needs to know that this is happening to her. That not only is her current self going to be subsumed, the new self isn't going to want to continue either. She does say it's like 20 years, which is... You are probably already having half to most of a life, but... Well, you know, of an ideal... Because obviously, many of us don't get that much time. They're okay with all this?
Are you really okay with all this? You know what's gonna happen, right?
I saw a lot of people in crisis at the shelter.
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong with Lady Aphrodite. She's in so much pain, Grace. She won't let you see how much. Eros called me one night desperate. She wouldn't stop screaming. She didn't know where she was. She's a good person, Grace. A good soul. She deserves mercy.
Aww.
You probably need to get ready. I shouldn't keep you.
No, this is Lady Aphrodite's big night, not mine.
It'll be yours later, won't it?
Door's
Yeah.
opening for you.
Yeah, I guess it will.
Grace walks over to Apollo.
Back again.
Aphrodite won't help me.
I don't think I'll have a chance to talk to Aphrodite. Not before, you know.
Ah, I was hoping she might have spared a moment.
What should I do?
You have two choices, Grace. Either you do as she asks and sing her to her rest,
At which point Venus won't have Aphrodite's memories yet.
or you somehow convince her to remain with us and hope she's grateful.
And doesn't regret it. Or get angry at me for ruining her party.
Do what you
Or
feel is
Venus
right.
getting unhappy.
It's a risk either way.
Because Venus is also planning on this happening to her, and her own life has probably already been arranged in order if anything's going to happen to her. I don't know. Like, I don't know if she's going to continue with the life she was living, or if she's expected to move into Aphrodite's existence. It's shenanigans. Did you get to talk to Venus?
Grace walks over to Apollo.
Have you spoken with Venus? She seems really...
Nice, earnest, a genuinely good person.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's not an accident. Ever since the war, Aphrodite has sought out the kindest, the most innocent souls to be her successors. She chooses them because she believes that over time, it might make her a better person. A more worthy person.
Wouldn't it be better if she chose people who were, I don't know, More resilient?
I suppose that depends on your definition of strength, Grace.
Just to be like, you know, if you were going to, over time, destroy someone's mind and leave them with the memory of trauma, leaving you screaming at night and such, maybe you might do that to people you think deserve bad things happening to them. Not that we're going to actually, you know, go for punitive shenanigans, but people might think that way. Alright, I should get back to the party.
I should get back out there.
Begin the ritual.
I have tried so hard, fought for so long, but in the end, I must bid you all farewell once again. But before I go, I would like us all to remember the sacrifices that brought us here, to this strange new world. This time, it is with the help of our lovely muse that we shall be guided. We let them rise. We let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong. Since the beginning we were hidden. We held court from up above. 'Twas the golden age of reason, and I the queen of love. But a plague of hate was spreading, and there were vultures standing by. Before we fell to our knees begging, we fell from the sky. We let them rise, we let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong.
The betrayal, the devastation. What happened next?
We sought shelter from the shadows, but were soon ripped from the dark. Those mortal souls that ended us were jealous from the start. They hunted me for power to fuel their psychopathic cause. And once they fell before me and worshipped all I was, they chased me down and threw me in a cage, held me prisoner for so long. I thought I'd win their hearts again. I was wrong. I was wrong.
Feelings, the outrage, or survival. Your feelings, right? I don't.
Oh, the power of the idols pounds within your chest. But for now I am in mourning for a love gone unexpressed. He was harder than a chisel. I was a horrid block of ice. A winter's chill that stayed until he made his sacrifice. The man that I ignored saved me when I fell. Yes, the husband I abhorred rescued me from hell. was said to me. He struck a deal with our enemy's enemy, made a secret weapon so my captors let me go. He gave up his freedom, leaving just a memory, and this love I'll never know is what he gave to me.
I can't believe what I'm hearing today. If your story stops there, I've nothing to say. I can't imagine. I feel like a child who grew up too fast. The goddess of love can't get past the past. What good is a flame when everything's ash? I can't imagine.
There's no excuse, but mortals can tell.
You know.
There's no sweet release, it's ongoing.
You know.
Everyone's here to bid me farewell. Can you imagine?
I can imagine.
This really happened. I can't forgive, the river's too deep. Its reflection won't lie, so just let me sleep. I can't let go of what could have been.
Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment.
Mother, I've stood by your side, now I no longer see the purpose of love when it tears at the center of me. My arrows are rusty, forget the bow, and I won't be begging you not to go. But when you're away, you leave us a broken home. And you leave me alone, lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song.
Lost in a moment. So much suffering here. Our queen deserves mercy, that much is clear. And in the blink of an eye, lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song.
Lost in a moment. Lost in a moment. Lost in a moment.
Are you
I'm fine. I'm still myself. I thought there'd be something more, that I feel her presence, but she's just gone.
She'll be back. But she'll also be you. She'll be different.
I'll try to be ready. I promise.
I was promised help. What? Yeah.
I'm really sorry, Eros. I know you wanted me to convince Aphrodite to change her mind, but...
It's all right. There's no convincing her, was there?
She didn't have the strength to fight any longer. At least, now she can rest.
I suppose that's true. Before we go, Aphrodite told me you wanted her help to learn about Calliope's death. I'm not my mother, but maybe there's something I can tell you. Do you have any suspects yet?
Theories? I wouldn't really dignify them with the range of theories, but...
For starters, it has to be one of the idols.
An idol killing another idol? That hasn't happened in a while.
But it
It had
has.
to be someone who knew Calliope and wanted her gone, with enough knowledge and power to fool the chorus. They didn't plan for Calliope to get away. I was an accident. They covered up everything else so well.
You're probably right, Grace.
You're thinking of Medusa, aren't you?
Wait, what? Don't do the who's that. But you're just going to introduce someone out of nowhere like that?
Wait, hold the phone. That chick who turns people into stone?
Yeah, that's the one.
Medusa works for Athena as, well, as a watcher. That's how Lady Aphrodite described it.
Mother always complained there was something wrong about Medusa, that she would be trouble eventually. Athena disagreed.
If you're gonna start looking into anyone, Grace, start with her.
Come now, Venus. It's been a long night. I'll get you home.
Thank you for everything, Grace. Truly. It was a wonderful song.
Apollo walks over to Grace, sitting on a couch in the corner of the room.
So, did they have anything helpful?
Maybe. What do you know about Medusa?
I know she's dangerous, but she does Athena's bidding.
How sure are you of that?
I'm not sure of anything any longer. You aren't thinking of seeking her out, I hope.
If I can... Yes, that's what seeking someone out means. Is there another way?
I have to. How else will I find out what she knows?
You need to be careful, Grace. Medusa is not to be toyed with. Athena employs her as a spy master, a hound to do her bidding, a vicious hound at that. Athena's not likely to tell either of us where to find Medusa. I can't say for certain who would know. Are you all right, Grace? You seem troubled.
Aphrodite went through so much. Thinking about Calliope's memories. I'm fine.
What Aphrodite went through, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about the life of an immortal. It never ends.
Wow. Way to really sell it, Apollo.
I suppose you'll be headed home.
Or talk to Pan, yeah.
Then I'll see you soon. Take care of yourself, Grace.
Apollo walks away. Grace looks at him curiously as he goes.
Curious. Time to finally see what Pan wants. Maybe he has more info. Or Freddy. Or journal. Friend journal. All these things. Learned. I don't know. Give me a recently updated. We'll go through it, and we're getting close to the end of our time, so we might call it from here. Aphrodite. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess Aphrodite is throwing some kind of party. Apollo thinks I should go. Since Aphrodite knows everyone or anyone, it might be able to help me. It's being kind of vague about what the party's about, though. Should I be worried? Eros told me all about what Aphrodite went through during the war. How she was kidnapped by the enemy. How she was freed by her husband, Hephaestus, who she never even got to thank or say goodbye to. She's riddled with so much guilt and trauma, she can't escape any of it. As soon as her memories return, she's in constant agony, even if she hides it pretty well. Even so, he doesn't think what she's doing is the right answer to her problems. It certainly hasn't helped so far. I told Eros that I'd try to persuade Aphrodite to hold on. Who knows, maybe it's not even possible. I have to try, because this, what she's been doing to cope, this clearly isn't the answer. Apollo said something about Aphrodite which has stuck with me. He says she chooses successors who are kind, generous people, because she thinks that, in time, that will make her a better person. Once the song was over, I couldn't do it. I couldn't take away the rest Aphrodite wanted so badly. She's gone now, and her eidolon has passed on to Venus. I don't think she was behind what happened to Calliope, but if she was, then I guess her secrets aren't with her. And that'll have to be okay. I'll figure it out. Apollon. Okay. We did not have any new Persephone information. That. Eros. Yeah. I met Eros later on at Aphrodite's party, and suddenly his dark mood makes sense. It seems that he's Aphrodite's constant caretaker. He's watched her throw these parties and die, over and over, and I think he's finally reached his limit. He can't stand Aphrodite's pain, but I think he doesn't know what to do about it. He's hoping I can convince her to stop, which is a tall order for sure, and I don't know that it would actually make her better. Apollo said that he thinks Eros has stayed with Aphrodite all this time because he feels like he owes her. Once upon a time, it was Eros who was the eternal disaster, Apollo's words, and she was the caregiver, so now he must return the favor no matter how it hurts his soul. I think Apollo's probably right. In the end, I couldn't do what Eros asked. I couldn't take that choice away from Aphrodite. I think he understood, and I guess he didn't have an alternative to offer anyhow. But it was still hard to watch him sink in on himself when it was all over. I hope he and Venus will be all right. Venus. I met the person who's supposed to become the new Aphrodite. Her name is Venus, and she seems really sweet. Aphrodite's been preparing her for months. It's pretty nice. And she seems to know what she's getting into. But does that make it okay? In the end, I let Aphrodite go through with the ritual. She deserved mercy, just like Apollo and Venus said. So now Venus is her, just without her memories, at least for a while, as they both intended. I hope I did the right thing. Medusa. Huh. Now this is interesting. Once Aphrodite's party was over, I spoke to Venus and Eros, and guess who they brought up as a suspect? Medusa. You know, the monster with the snake hair who turns people to stone. Even I heard of her. Seems Medusa's alive and well and works for Athena as some kind of watcher. What is that, like a security guard? Spy? Venus said Aphrodite was always suspicious of her, and she's worth looking into, provided I can find her. Okay. That is the time that we have. Go ahead and call it here.